You have to learn from your mistakes. Understand this, guys, is that in life, when you make mistakes, when you mess up, when you do something that was not good, something that might have affected your life in a bad, negative way, right? You cannot make the same mistakes. We live in a world to where people, they make the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. And you guys have to understand, you have to stop repeating yourself. You have to stop making the same mistakes. You need to stop going in a repeating cycle, because that's how things like curses come in. Because it's like a curse. You just keep repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again, right? And I'll give you guys an example. You got some men to where they've dealt with women who go to a club, women who like to party, who like to do all girls night where they go out with their girls and they smoke and drink and gossip and all that, right? You know this woman was off the world, right? You know she was not no true woman of God. So you got with this woman. Next thing you know, you guys have problems. You argue, you fight. She makes your life a living hell. You guys break up. Then you go and get with another woman with the same characteristics, or similar characteristics, I should say. Then, same thing. You guys go through the same struggle. You go through the same problems. You guys break up, you fight, and all this. And then again, you get with the woman with the same characteristics. You see, it's like a revolving door that you're not learning from. And you have to learn from it, because you're just going to keep going there in cycles and circles and circles and circles. No different than some women who date some of these worldly men. Some of these women, they be into some of these guys who are in the street life, who are involved in drug game, who are gang members. Then some of these guys even be abusing them, putting their hands on them, verbal abusing them, calling them all types of names. And these women be so hurt and crying, and they be so emotional and hurt that this guy's treating them like that. So then they break up with the guy. Then they go and get with another guy with the same characteristics. Same thing. He hurts her physically, emotionally, mentally. She breaks up with him. Then she goes and get with another guy. You have to stop repeating yourself. You have to learn from your mistakes. It's like so many people in society, they see many people make the same mistakes, and yet they choose to go and do the same thing. Another thing, I talked about this in numerous videos, especially a video I did just 2 weeks ago. Tough guys, gangsters who have the streets, right? You've seen all these guys who are involved in same street life as you in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, now in the 2020s. You've seen so many men and even women who've lost their lives, who have gotten long prison time behind the streets, and yet you still choose to go and involve yourself in it. You've seen several of your other guys in your gang, right? Get arrested and get locked away for a long time. Many of them are laying in a grave. People be talking about rest in peace so-and-so. Oh, we lost so-and-so. Well, if you lost so-and-so, then why are you still living the same life? If you know that the rivals caught your friend, if they caught your fellow member, then why don't you think they can't catch you either? If the police caught your friend and they lock him away for a long time, why do you think they're not going to catch you eventually too? It's like so many people, they just do not learn. They will not learn from their mistakes. They will not learn from what's happening around them. You guys gotta understand, right? Is that when you make a mistake in life, when you do something that's not good, when you make a bad decision, you have to learn from it. You cannot keep making the same repeating cycle over and over again, because that's what gets your life in chaos. That's what puts you in a bad position in life. You got so many women to be talking about. Some of these women, they be talking about, oh, there's no good men. Oh, there's no good men out here. All men are bad. Listen, you keep saying that, but understand this. It's not there's no good men. You keep dealing with men who are not good. So why are you complaining? They be acting like, some of them be acting like they're dating a man who's a gospel artist, or they dating the local pastor. Some of you women be dating men who are drug dealers and gang members. What, do you really expect anything good to come out of that? You be acting like you're dating Ephesians 5 man, a man who's of the Bible, a godly man. Come on, you know that man was worldly. You know he had all those girls inside. You know he liked to smoke and drink and party. You know he liked to sell drugs. He probably involved in the streets. You know that. And yet you still chose to get with him. You know that by you hanging out with this guy, especially one who's involved in the streets, that your life could definitely be a gamble. Your life could be at risk. Because the police could show up and arrest him, or the rival gangs could catch him. And if they catch him, they might do something to you too. So you knew that this guy was not that high, was not a good quality man. Same thing for some of you men who'd be dating some of these women on the streets, and these girls like to go to a club and gossip and all that. You know that's not no real woman of God. Some of you men be acting like, oh, you're dating a Proverbs 31 woman. You dating the local gospel artist. You dating the local prophetess from your church. Come on, man. You be honest. You guys know a lot of these women are not good. Some of you guys be putting yourselves in some silly position that don't even make sense. Be meeting up with some of these women who you met online. Be meeting up with these girls who had to go to a club and all that. You're not meeting a local gospel artist. You're not meeting the local prophetess from church. You meeting a woman, and you know, for even if you meet a woman online, you could tell a lot by her profile picture. You could tell a lot by what she posts. If some of you men be trying to meet up with these women, you know they be in all their pictures showing with their face to the camera. Some of them be showing off their body. Some of them be taking all these provocative pictures. Some of them be smoking and hanging out with these gang members in some of their pictures. And yet you think it's a good idea to get with them. Yet you think it's a good idea to meet up with them. And then some of you guys have been making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over again. People, we have to learn, because I see so many adults, and it's sad. Because as a person in my 20s, it's very sad to see. I've made mistakes in the past, y'all. We've all done stuff. We've all made mistakes. We've all made mistakes, right? None of us is perfect. None of us is Jesus Christ. So we've all made mistakes, and we've all sinned before God. But you gotta understand is that when you make a mistake, when I make my mistakes, I try to learn from them and to not repeat the same cycle. If there was a girl who I used to like in high school who was not good, for example, right? If there was a girl who I used to like in high school who was not good, and she has similar, she has some certain characteristics about herself, I'm not going to pursue a woman who has those characteristics that she had. If there was a girl in high school and I didn't know that she had to go to a club and smoke and drink and hang out and party with numerous men, I'm not going to go after a woman who got those same characteristics. Because I know it's not going to be good for me, because it's going to be detrimental. You guys have to learn. Some people be making the same mistakes. They be 40 years old still making the same mistakes they made in their 20s. They be 50 years old making the same mistakes they did as teenagers. So then you guys are not really growing. You're still mentally a kid. You're still mentally a teenager. If you're 50, 60, 70 years old still making the same mistakes you did at 21, you still have the mentality of a 21-year-old. Yes, physically you got older, you got older, you're not young as you once were. You probably got wrinkles, you probably got gray hair and all this stuff, right? You're not as strong as you were when you were 25 and 21. But guess what? You're still mentally 21 years old if you're still making the same mistakes you did at 21. If you're 40 years old still making the same mistakes you did at 17, then mentally you're still 17. You have not really grown. Physically you got older, yes, but mentally and spiritually you're still the same. You're still the same 17-year-old. Y'all, people have to stop making these mistakes. I see too many grown adult babies walking around. Grown adults who be 50 years old stay with the same mentality they did at 18. Look, you got some men who are they're 50-something years old, 55 years old, still walk out their pants sagging. The same thing they were doing in their 20s. So then you're not really grown as a man. You're still mentally a 20-something-year-old. You've not really grown. You're still a kid, basically. You're still a young adult. You've not really grown. And then people be making the same mistakes, and then some of them be getting mad at people who be making smart decisions. I've had people mad at me just because I've chose not to make the same mistakes as them. Because I'm not going around sleeping with all these women. Because I don't go around smoking and drinking. Imagine that, because I don't participate in toxic behavior. You have people who be upset with me. I'm talking about people I knew in my personal life. People who I met in real life be upset. Listen, I've seen many other people make the same mistakes. Why would I go indulge myself in that? Listen, one thing that people don't understand is that if you see other people make mistakes, why would you go and make those same mistakes? It don't make sense. People be seeing men and women who be sleeping around, catching all these STDs and these STIs, and they be talking about, man, I regret living that life. Now I'm older and nobody want me. I have a hard time finding a partner. Well, if that person's telling you that, if you have so many people saying that, then why would you go and sleep around and make the same mistakes as them? If you see all these rappers who are making drill music, and some of them end up going to prison due to the crimes they committed, or some of them be getting caught by their rivals because they probably diss, dead rival gang members in their songs, then why would you go and do the same thing? The police and rival gang members are watching you. It's like some of y'all don't want to live a long life. It's like some of y'all are addicted to chaos. Too many people are addicted to trouble. We gotta get out of that. You gotta stop being addicted to chaos, because that's a curse. That means you don't value peace. People we talk about, oh, there's no peace, this life and the earth that we're in is. Some people we talk about, oh, we're already in hell, like some people be claiming. No, you be making your own life a personal hell. That's what it is. Many people walk around this earth happy and joyful. You be making yourself your own hell. You be making yourself your life hard. People got the nerve to be talking about, oh, my life is hard. Well, you make your life hard. Look at the people you hang around. Look at the people who you try to date. Look at the people who you try to hang with. No wonder why you be talking about your life is hard. You make your life hard. Guarantee you move out of that bad neighborhood. You know, you cut off some of those old negative influences, some of those old negative friends. I guarantee you'll be much happier. Guarantee it. 100%. People be making all these bad decisions. And some people, they got the nerve to get mad at God. They'll talk about, oh, God did this to me, God did that. Listen, you did it to yourself. God gave you free will. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. Some people be talking about, oh, God did this, God did that. You did it to yourself. God gave you free will. If you were to follow God's path and listen to God, because a lot of times God be warning people. God sometimes even be warning through your own mistakes, and people still don't be listening. Because we live in a society, a lot of people like to be tough-headed. They don't want to be told nothing. Too many people think they know everything. Too many people think they have all the solutions. Too many people think that nobody can tell them nothing because they know what they're doing. Well, since you thought you know what you were doing, that's why you end up in that situation that you ended up in. You gotta learn how to listen. Because God, He like obedient people. That's the Bible says disobedience is like the sin of witchcraft. When you don't want to obey God, you know different than a witch. You know different than a sorcerer, a upper worker, a voodoo worker, a hoodoo worker. You know different than them. Y'all, people gotta be smart. People gotta be wise. Because in these last days, we gotta make smart decisions. Because so many people make bad decisions, and some people, they get to the end of their life, and they end up mad and miserable. Because of the life that they lived. Because of the decision that led them to where they are. You got men who used to sleep around with so many women, right? Now they're 50 and 60 years old in a nursing home. 70 years old in a nursing home. No wife, nobody take care of them, just a nurse. And I even see a nurse speak about this online. She used to ask men, like, where's their wives? How come, where's their, the person that's taking care of them? They said, man, I used to sleep around when, they said they used to sleep around when they was younger. All these different women, they had the opportunity to meet good women, but they never took it. They screwed up, and now they're older, and they paying for it. Yeah, I seen same thing with women who talked about it. They used to sleep around with so many guys, they passed up on good men, now they're in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and yet they struggle to meet good men. Sad. You don't want to end up like that. Make good decisions from a young age. Because the smarter you are from the earlier you are in life, the better off your life will be. You see, me, God blessed me with wisdom from a young age. So, when I was growing up, I was ahead of many people who were in my age group. They was thinking of the present. I was thinking about the future. And guess what? Those same people that I even used to see in high school, when I look at where they are now, it's just sad. It's just sad, but decisions, the type of life you live. Even when I was growing up, I was like 16 years old, yo. I was 16 years old with the mentality, if you could basically say a 50-year-old. I was thinking ahead. I was not thinking about this present. I was thinking ahead. I was 15 years old saying that I was done with the world. I was done trying to impress people. How many 15-year-olds you know who be saying stuff like that? How many people who are 15 years old who be thinking that type of stuff? I was 15 years old saying I'm done impressing girls. How many 15-year-old young men, who be talking like that? See, God be putting some of us before our time. God be making us wise for our age. Listen, y'all, I was making smart decisions at 16 that even 40-year-olds were not doing. 50-year-olds were not doing. And it's not to toot my own horn, but just to show you that this is not about age, y'all. Because like I said, you could be older and have the mentality of a child. You could be a 16-year-old and have the mentality of a 50-year-old. God blesses with wisdom and different, God just blessed some people with wisdom early. God just ordained some people to be smart early. If you got a teenager growing up and they moving like they 50 years old, they moving making smart decisions, don't stop them. Because God might use that. We need wise people. Because too many people, especially young people, they be making bad decisions and they be ending up paying for it. So many girls be getting pregnant like 16 years old. Now they got to put their life on hold. Now they got to cancel college or delay college. Because now they got to take care of their kid. Be smart, y'all. Be wise. Don't end up making bad decisions. If you made a bad decision, in the past, do not repeat the same mistakes. Learn. Grow as a person. So you can have a peaceful and blessed life in the Lord. Because we want to have a peaceful life in this earth. So nevertheless, y'all, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, share it, have a blessed day.